Hello everyone, this is Joe, Four Soft Corners here again. And for today's video, lately I've been showing off, I started at 1950 and been showing off what I have of a lot of the sets, which a lot of them is not a lot of cards. So I figured I'd jump ahead a little bit and show a set, well, the only set I've actually completed, and that's 1960 Topps Baseball. So we'll start going through it and then just talk a little bit as we're going. As I'll go, I'll just point out some of my favorite cards and Hall of Famers on this first page. First card in the set, Early Win. And then I have this Willie Mays and Bill Rigney down here. So just want to throw a few shout outs as I start. Here's Ernie Banks up here. So when I decided I started to get into vintage more and more, when I was deciding I wanted to try and take on a set build, the Brooks Robinson, that's one of my favorite cards from the set there. I had this set in mind because I always liked it. I liked the colors and I thought it was a good mix of players. Capture a lot of the Hall of Famers that were great throughout the 50s, a lot of stars that were coming into their prime, and a lot of the young guys. So 1960, you do miss out on like Ted Williams and Bob Feller and guys like that that were retired by that point. And then some of the like Lou Brock and Pete Rose and guys like that that wouldn't come on for a few years, but it's still a nice in the middle there that I think you capture a lot of Hall of Famers. And there's the Whitey Ford and Sparky Anderson up there. So I think it's a nice mix of that as a set. Just as the rookies, with Yastrzemski and McCovey being the only two really. There's the Jim Cott now too, but this time he wasn't Hall of Famer yet, so that one wasn't too bad. It's a really nice Al Kaline and Bill Mazeroski down here, but and there's only 3 mantles in this set, so that's another plus to some of the sets that have 5. So overall, it's not a terrible set to take on, I don't think, so I took that into mind. And then, so a couple shout outs here. So I think it was Eric, those back pages, did I think it was his YouTube Hall of Fame nomination video. There's the Bob Gibson, that's one of his second-year card and one of my favorites in the set. But in his YouTube Hall of Fame nomination video, I think he threw a nomination to Tony Psyched on Baseball Cards and said whenever he thinks of him, he'll always associate him with the 1960 Topps set because he did that set build. So of course I had to go check that out right away, check his channel out right away and sub to him right away and look back on all his videos of putting that set together and showing it off, and that was enough to, I think, put me over the edge to want to go do it myself. There's a Whitey Herzog and Nellie Fox. So as I started it, it was at a really good time as far as I had a lot of sales saved up on Sport Lots and ComC, and I just started going to local card shows at a local card show at a mall, or a local mall here, and so it was just the perfect time that I think it took only a couple months to put this together. There's the Hoyt Wilhelm with Elroy face on that card. So it was just like a perfect storm of time where it really wasn't that hard to put together, and it kind of spoiled me a little bit because after I finished this, I thought, well, I'll go back 1 year and I'll start 59, and that's where I kind of started to get bogged down in the set builds because I got about halfway through and thought, well, this isn't as easy as the first one was. So that's where I kind of changed strategy and just started picking up cards from a bunch of different sets. There's the gym cot right there. I think at the time it was starting to go up at the time I picked this up. There's a crease on it, but I think for less than $15 I got that one. So it was good timing on that one. Here's the Yastrzemski. I think I might have got that one from Greg Morris. I think I got a really good price on that too, just because it has a little stain of some sort here. But otherwise, I mean, it presents very well, and I think I got that for less than $60. So being the biggest rookie in the set, I mean, that was really good to get at that. Here's the first mantle with Ken Boyer on the card, who seems to be, whenever I either was putting sets that I have a lot of together or just even the partial runs I have of some sets, he seems to be the one guy I almost have in every one, and I definitely think has a case to be a Hall of Famer. If you look at his stats and his WAR and everything, it's very similar to a lot of the guys who recently made the Hall of Fame from that era or have been in for a little while. So yeah, like I said, so once I started the 59 set and found out it wasn't as easy as this one was, it kind of changed my strategy a little bit, I said, and that's where I started just picking up cards here or there from different sets, just when I saw them at good prices and everything. So that's why I have a whole bunch of partial sets instead of any bigger set builds, but just makes it easier to pick up the Hall of Famers from the sets when you see them at good prices. Here's the Willie Mays. It has some creases on it, but just with the, I don't know, this orangish red color is one of my favorite ones of any of the colors in the set, so definitely like that one. This is one of my favorite, this Harmon Killebrew. You also have the Walter Olson there. I think like how it is on camera here and how me looking at it at more of a distance, it presents better this way with, I mean, when you look real up close, some of the, like here with the colors and the names, how they alternate colors, sometimes it's a little bit hard to make it out, but at a distance, it's a little bit easier, and I don't know, just all the different colors they used, it just makes everything really pop and stand out. There's the Al Lopez. And Casey Stengel. And Warren Spahn in the middle of the Mound Magicians card there. Louis Aparicio. So overall, I would say the set, I mean, it's anywhere between, there's definitely some poor condition cards, but I mean, there's probably some that would, I mean, some of the commons that would be probably sevens or so. So I mean, it's a wide range. But I mean, I know a lot of people like this when they do a set build, like to stick to a certain condition and try and pick everything up in that condition. But I just have to buy what I can find in whatever condition and kind of be happy with it. And like I said, I always just have an appreciation for the cards no matter what condition. I showed that off a couple times already, but Stan Musial. Here's a Robin Roberts. Here's another guy who definitely thinks should be in the Hall of Fame. It's his third-year card there, the Curt Flood. It's a great-looking card. There's another new Hall of Famer, the Gil Hodges. That's a nice-looking one. There's the Hank Aaron. I think you can see so far most of my Hall of Famers are in not the greatest condition, but they're still Hall of Famers and they still present well to me, and I still completed the set, so I'm happy with it. There's the Richie Ashburn. That's his first card not in a Phillies uniform. Always love the Cub logo though. So here's the other big rookie, the Willie McCovey. This one's definitely miscut and off center, but again, I think I may pick that up for, I think, $40 shipped. So most of the bigger cards in this set I got at pretty good deals. There's a Clemente. Red Chaindienst. The Yankees team card. So this set I think might have, I mean, I know they did lots of sets have had the all-star cards and then manager cards and then like the baseball thrills subset. This one has kind of a large variety of everything, has the all-stars, the team cards. I believe it's the only set that had the manager and coaching staff cards, which you'll see later. So there's a lot of different little subsets in this and a fair amount of different Hall of Famers in it then because of that. Here's a Sandy Koufax. It's one of my favorite from the set, and also this, I really like Harvey Haddock's run of cards. So I think that's one of the better looking cards in the set as well. So here's the mantle, and I'll take this one out actually. It has, let's see if I can get it, like a wrinkle there. And a little bit of print defects and snow and stuff, but not a bad looking card overall, I don't think. I guess it is actually a crease, you can see it on the back there. But a little story, so this one I actually picked this, and I always remember from this, I think it was the first local mall show I went to and saw this card in a showcase, and I had a pretty big handful of cards I took along to trade or sell, and a bunch of them were, I started, the year prior, I'd started putting together a little PC of Jared Kelenic from the Mariners, and it was, I believe, might have been the week he got called up is when the show was, and I just happened to take those cards with, and I saw that card, and I think I had a bunch of different refractors and stuff of him, and traded those, and I think $60 cash for this mantle. So I always remember, because definitely how it's played out. In my opinion, if you can turn a bunch of cards of a prospect like that into a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest Hall of Famers, I'll definitely always remember that win I got from that one and how I got that card in this set. So there's Frank Robinson in the middle of the Cincy Clotters card. There's a mini Minoso. And as a Phillies fan, I really like this Dallas Green card. I think it really looks great, and he's the manager of the '80 World Series team. There's a Roger Maris. I think that's one of the better looking cards in the set as well. His first Yankees card. Here's the cards. There's another thing, like I said, not all sets have, and this one has a lot of the different little subsets. The World Series cards. So you have a couple. There's Gil Hodges, Lee Aparicio. So just another way to have some Hall of Famers on cards, and just the way it worked out. I like when they all fit in one page. Oh, that's one thing too. I originally had this in the 9 pocket pages, but I know some of the different subsets here, the manager cards and stuff, it's different than, but for the majority of the set, they present better horizontally, so I switched it to the 8 pocket pages. There's the Hoyt Wilhelm. Like I was saying back here I just like when the whole subset of these like fits on one page. You know, you have the one oddball card here, but it's just to see them all together. I think it just presents a little bit better when you flip through it. Here's another one of Eddie Matthews' great looking cards. He said his run of cards is really nice. Another shout out here, I have to shout out Scott Reindeer Studios with the Don Mossy here. I'll never not think of him in his videos when I see a Don Mossy card now in those years. There's Nellie Fox on the American League Kings card. There's a Warren Spahn. It's a nice Orlando Cepeda there. And then here's most times you associate the floating heads with, well, I think they started them in '62 with the league leader cards. Well, I always forget that they had the floating heads cards here too in '60 with the coaches. Try and do my best to find all there's Billy Herman on the Red Sox coaches. Find all the Hall of Famers on here. There's Luke Appling on the Tigers coach's card. Bob Lemon on the Indians coach's card. So just like any other, like I said, with the different subsets and league leader cards and the tandem cards that they have of different players together, just another way to get some Hall of Famers, in this case mostly Hall of Fame managers. I guess a lot of these guys made it for their playing careers too. There's Bill Dickey on the Yankees coach's card, so just more exposure and more Hall of Famers you can get in the set. It's a really nice Don Drysdale. I think that's one of his better looking cards. And Yogi Berra down here. There's a great looking Frank Robinson. And the Duke Snyder there. Jim Bunning. So as we start to get into, I forget what number starts the high numbers for sure, but we're getting in the high numbers here then. And another thing for set build wise, I mean, some of the sets are really bad with high numbers. This one wasn't too bad. This is actually one of the tougher cards, this Tommy Davis rookie card there. Besides that, it's mostly common names and just some team cards before you get to the all-star cards. But I mean, any high numbers are going to be tough in any set, but overall not too bad in this set. And the Red Sox team card too. So we start the All-Stars now. So we have Willie McCovey, Nellie Fox, another good-looking Eddie Matthews card, Louis Aparicio, and Ernie Banks. There's one card I wish I may have to upgrade just because I mean, most times with condition I don't, but this Al Kaline is very faded, so I may have to. Most times I wouldn't consider upgrading because I like things how they present most ways in whatever condition, but just that one being so faded I might eventually. There's another Roger Maris. All these bigger all-star cards were, I mean, this Mays has a little bit of paper loss there, but still looks really great besides that. This Aaron at one time had tape on the top and the bottom, you can see, but the tape's actually gone, and I think it kind of just blends in with the border. And I believe this mantle has more creases than the regular card from the set does, but I believe that was my last one. I think I picked that one up off ComC. I think that was the last card for the set I got. And then last Hall of Famer, here's this Don Drysdale All-Star. And that does it for the set. So, if anybody would like to comment, and just what are your thoughts on the 60 set overall, and any of the cards you saw here, and just any thoughts you have on that would be appreciated. But for now, I'll leave you with that, and I'll see you next time. And just remember, any card can be a great looking card, even if it has 4 soft corners. Thank you.